Welcome back. Another tangible effort is being made to compensate persons affected by the New Providence Road Improvement Project. The government has announced that it will begin accepting applications tomorrow from those business persons who were left impacted. Now, the Ministry of Finance says compensation won't be tied to any previous information submitted, so persons are being encouraged to complete the required application forms to ensure that they can benefit. Those affected must show their business was in operation during the period of the roadworks and located on a corridor impacted by the full or partial road closures. The deadline for those applications is Friday, January 18th of 2013. The country is preparing to pay final respects to its sporting icon, the late Thomas A. Robinson, who died last Sunday after battling cancer. Last evening, scores of Bahamians turned out at the National Stadium named in his honor for a special state-recognized memorial service. And as Andrew Knowles tells us, it was an opportunity to reflect on his contributions not only to the sporting community, but to nationalism.
Scores turned out last evening for the state-recognized memorial service for sporting legend, the late Thomas A. Robinson. The memorial represented the country's tribute to the pioneering and trend-setting work of Mr. Robinson, upon whose shoulders the modern-day success of Bahamian track and field stands. Among those dignitaries in attendance were Prime Minister Perry Christie and Sporting Minister Dr. Danny Johnson. Dr. Johnson said the country is forever indebted to Mr. Robinson's contributions, calling him a national hero of the highest order.
The country is eternally grateful for the leadership and unselfish mentoring that, of course, people have spoken about today. The beneficiaries are far too many to mention. But Tommy gave his life to our youth, to his friends, to his family, but ultimately to this great country.
I see the stars.
Last evening's service featured tributes from family, friends, and those the legendary figure inspired. But in addition to his athletic accomplishments, it was his sterling character that made him a Bahamian great.
He was a family man, not only to his biological family, but also to the many young athletes that he took under his wings. He loved us like his own. He was at his happiest when his sports family surrounded him.
Tommy was a quiet, distinguished individual. Never had a harsh word to say to any of our young athletes, including myself. Always encouraged us to do the best that was in us.
In the days since his death, he's been lauded as a man of many firsts. The first Bahamian to win a medal in track and field in international competition, compete in 4 successive Olympic Games, and even set a world record. Yet, to those who knew him best, he was simply Tommy.
I always knew he was great, but I didn't know he was this great. Because what they all say is the truth. Humble. No one knew Tommy Robinson was unless they knew who he is. He didn't, like Einstein said, he doesn't tell anybody nothing but him. It's just that he is Tommy, and that's it.
The state-recognized funeral will be held tomorrow morning at 11 at Christ Church Cathedral. Andrew Knowles, ZNS Network News.
Police have charged 28-year-old East Street resident Keno Johnson with killing an unknown male between November 15th and 28th. This arraignment is linked to the discovery of a body in the Marshall Road area last week. Now in court, Johnson was not required to enter a plea. The murder will be filed, or the case will be filed through a voluntary bill of indictment, which essentially means it will be fast-tracked to the Supreme Court. Meantime, bail was denied and Johnson has been remanded to prison. He's expected to be charged later with burglary and possession of ammunition and an unlicensed firearm.